To our viewers.
Yeah, Jide, we are joined by the Onwa-born but Lagos-trained Charles Ideho.
One boy, skull shining.
That's it, Charles Ideho.
Yes.
You can see. Why you the skull? Why not my face?
That's a place of interest.
It is the picture you are presenting to him.
Okay, thank you for having me.
All right, the team is ready. I hope you are. Let's go. Now let's go. You know, commentators say there are two major causes of poor performance in public office. They are lack of ability and low motivation. But then they expand the logic to include political interference and corruption. Now, President Bola Tinubu has threatened to sack any member of his cabinet who fails to meet the expectations of Nigerians. The number one citizen issued the threat when he played host to the leadership of the Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Hear this. I won't accept disappointment from my ministers, he vowed. Are we almost there? Are we almost there?
Taking baby steps.
Okay. Yeah. They are baby steps, but steady.
I pray that those steps remain steady.
Okay.
Because where we are, that's not something that we can legislate on.
All right.
Yes. So I can see that we are taking baby steps. It's our desire, it's our hope, that those steps will remain steady.
Baby steps
and then
home.
Towards the goal. The goal of good governance. Good governance that delivers joy.
That's it.
To the greater majority of our people. Because if you impact positively on the people will feel that there's a government in place. And they will wish that government well.
That's it.
But if you do not come up with policies that impact positively on the people and lessen their burden, they are not going to see the government as a government that deserves their support.
Okay.
You know, and a government that is performing, ministers that are performing, you know, you don't need anybody to tell you that this person is working. It shows when a minister is up to the task, when a minister has both capability and ability, people will see the telltale signs.
Yeah.
So that is the point that I'm making. And the president has to walk his talk in this regard.
Okay.
We said a long time ago that this regime shouldn't just keep ministers in their offices. They shouldn't retain their portfolios if they are not performing.
Delivering on their mandates.
During the last dispensation, we had ministers who were literally non-existent.
Okay.
But some of them were in office for 8 years. There should be cabinet reshuffle from time to time. That is what will make some ministers sit up. We can't have people, we have so many of them, but a good number of them are literally non-existent.
Yeah.
We can't have that kind of situation. The president has given Hadiza Bala Ahmed a job to do. We want to see the result of what Hadiza has been doing over the last 1 year or so.
Okay.
In her role as SA policy coordination. She also has the mandate to identify ministers who are not up to the task. Such ministers need to be shown the door instead of simply occupying space.
Yeah.
They need to be shown the door. The president must do that. He must find the courage to do that. Sometimes non-performing ministers may be among the ones that you like personally.
Yeah. Okay.
But to achieve the overall goal, you must be able to look dispassionately at things and tell yourself that, look, what will benefit us in the appropriate proportions is to get dead woods out of the system.
I agree with you,
ministers who are not performing.
Essentially because we say a team is as good as the captain.
Yes, and the president has to lead the way. He has to show that, look, there's no room for non-performing, because non-performing ministers will invariably infect those who are prepared to work.
And affect the president's job.
They will affect his performance. I mean, what's it called? All these Americans call this rating that they do.
Oh, okay.
Approval rating.
Approval rating.
Ultimately, the harder they work, the better the approval rating of the president.
That's it.
But if the president has tons of ministers who are just there by names, then there's no way his approval rating will go up. So it's not a job for the president alone. He has appointed people to help him deliver. If they are not doing it, there are other Nigerians who will do a good job. So I encourage him to kick ministers who are not performing into touch, as they say in football.
It's akin to what happens in football. A coach expects to jig what he's seeing on the field by asking some of the reserves to start warming up.
Yes. Sometimes he uses that to send the signal to the people who are on the field that, look, you will soon be out. And I've seen a player that they were warming somebody up to replace him, and he got
the man picked up.
So immediately he scored that goal. They told that one to go and sit down. So it happens.
Yeah.
It's a psychological tool.
Yeah.
Get somebody to be warming up. That guy will know that, look, the coach is sending a signal to me that, look, you are not doing well. You will soon be out.
Charles, can you, in your history, can you remember any minister, federal or state commissioner that was kicked?
But it's, I can't,
kicked for non-performance.
Can I find any? I think my history has failed me. Vicky read history, so I studied English language. Maybe that question should be for history people. But in the manner of speaking, I can't recall it as any administration has decided to start, apart from maybe Obasanjo long time ago. Yeah, when he just changed them overnight and all that. Well,
yeah.
But in recent years, it's particularly Babangida.
Jonathan.
Jonathan. But the Buhari years saw them through. They were all of them. You see, whether Nigerians talked and all that, the man just let them. And what people said he was doing that time was that he said he needed stability. But again, what is the use of stability when the performance is below par?
When the performance is on
stability of
incompetency. So, but again, I think one thing that I think I said this on another platform. One thing I love this government for, the Tinubu government. I may not agree with everything they are doing, but for this one is that I think for the very first time in many moons, this is the first I'm seeing a government that is not saying. No going back. When they push out policy and, people debate it and now the outcry, they always find a way to rescind the policy. That's one thing I think this goes. So because of that, I'm going to also be asking the president to also listen to Nigeria. First, there's what he said here. A lot of people don't like it. I'm going to quote him verbatim when he made that speech. He said, I'm quoting him now, I thank the cabinet members for their efforts, but I will relieve any of them of their duties anytime I feel that they are failing Nigerians.
Underline that.
But I want Tinubu to take himself out.
Yeah.
Let Nigerians be the judge. And as I said, just as you said, a coach and all, because what Tinubu may feel is working may not be what Nigerians will feel. Because whether you like it or not, Tinubu doesn't go to our markets. Tinubu doesn't go to some of the places we go to. So those who feel it, I think, so in that case, I'm going to suggest
something. Who feels it?
Knows it. So for instance, when they went for I think it was November, remind me, November when they went for that minister's retreat, when they were coming in, he told them that it would give them a year. After that, if they don't perform. But I think in a tenure that is 4 years, 12 months for you to change any cabinet member is too long. 12 months. As I said, Buhari said for stability, but I don't want to buy that. Now, this is what I suggest. For instance, you could divide the year into quarters. You have 4 quarters in a year. And then you could decide to do quarterly assessment. For instance, you could say, okay, this quarter, 25 marks. You could look at prompt delivery of projects, 25 marks. Transparency.
Charles,
yes.
to remind you, the second quarter ends today.
Okay, well, that's it. So you don't see transparency, 25 marks, interaction with Nigerian, 25 marks, then corporate governance totally, 25 marks, and then publishing details of project and all that, 25 marks. So we have 100 marks. So any of them that fails to score maybe beyond 65 marks, then we can say it. Alternatively, if this will not be too cumbersome, there's this thing they do in a reality TV show where people, you know, vote and all that. They could do that. Nigerians.
Oh, there is an app.
There's an app. I know about that app. Their office.
Just for Nigerians to be able to participate.
Yes.
In this decision.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's not about
I don't think it's going to
be part of the process.
Yes.
Exactly. Let Nigerians decide who they think is performing. Or no, as I said. So if he does that and he will democratize it, then we can now see democracy working, and you see a president that relies more on the everyday people. I think it's something he should try. So let us be the one to judge, not how his perception may not be the perception of majority of Nigeria. So let the perception of Nigeria be a guide to him. Say, okay, maybe I don't want to mention any names. If out of the 47 ministers, if you ask me, I don't want to say this on national TV. I don't think I have up to 5 that I can personally give a handshake.
You have just said it on national TV.
You said it already. You used 5.
So,
but I didn't name names.
You have rubbed it in.
But I didn't name names. I didn't name names anyway.
It's all right.
It's very cruel of you. Look at a list of 47.
I didn't name names.
Are you telling me?
Again, perception.
If you were a school teacher, people will keep failing your subject. Will keep failing.
Perception.
Every time they will say, oh,
anytime you pass by,
that gave me 40%. Students never agree.
Okay, they say
that they didn't,
why it gave me.
They will say it gave me. But if he scores 80%, he will say, I dealt with that subject. I scored 80.
Jump gave me 200.
If you score something low, he will say, oh, he gave me.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yes. But Mr. President is hitting the right note, if you ask me. Close to 64 years of independence, I was still toddling, you know. If any part of the wheel wants to create problems, change it.
Yes, we can do that. I'm eager to see what comes out of this exercise, because even before the president named these special advisors, on this program we said you must set a KPI.
Yeah, exactly. KPI.
That's it.
For your ministers.
Exactly. I think I
so because the last administration didn't set KPI for people.
So nothing to work with.
In fact, there were occasions where ministers were fighting one another and the president didn't intervene. So we don't want a dysfunctional system.
Yeah.
Look at President Tinubu was just coming into office, and the DSS and the FCC were having a needless squabble.
Yeah.
And I said, look,
needless.
This government should not allow this sort of rubbish to go on.
This element.
We were on the program when a statement came from the presidency.
That's it, I remember.
That the president has told the DSS to leave that place. That he doesn't want to hear that kind of fight. And
that's it.
That's what. How do you, within the same government, how do you do that?
Imagine that. Interagency squabbles and
okay, so let's move to our next subject. You know, essentially on this program, we mold opinion and allow decision makers to take heed. To our next story. You know, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, may not be done with many politically exposed persons on account of one felon or another. The EFCC, we are told, has commenced investigation on alleged misappropriation of a 2.5 billion naira pension fraud preferred against a former Kano State governor Rabiu Kwankwaso. Now, the exercise stems from a petition filed by concerned workers and pensioners in the state. Hear this: when the day of reckoning comes, we are all made to face unpleasant truth, Charles.
Yes. Well, again, the report, when you look at it, I think we need to find a way to treat those who have served this country for 35 years and all that, the way we should treat people who have human lives. The Kano example that we're discussing now, when I look at that story, now you have a very good policy to say, okay, when people retire, they are unable to build houses on their own, you want them to put some money aside where government can also help them. So you have a project of about 41 billion naira, if I'm not mistaken. Then, but you ask the pensioners to pay a counterpart fund of about 10%, which is 4.1 billion naira, which they did on their own. And then the government, whatever, I don't know, let me say, but some elements within the successive government, both the one for Kwakwaso and the other one that followed Ganduje, so we are told in reports, they decided to use that same counterpart funding to build about 324 houses in about three estates. Now, the powers that be now began to share those things and began to now sell those things. Most of them were even uncompleted and all that. But what about those people who have worked and they are looking forward to having shelter at the end of the day?
Yes.
You said it was not necessary. But that's why I thank God for what ESCC is doing, that you don't just let people can commit offense, but they should not be allowed to go scot-free. And I'm also happy that those homes, about 324, if I'm not mistaken, 224 of them, have now been recovered and be reallocated to those who actually own those houses.
Okay.
But they shouldn't just stop at that. The books needs to be opened. Whoever is found culpable should be dealt with, not just media trial that we've had over the years. Let them do that, do proper profiling. Whoever is found culpable, nobody should be too big to face the music. I think that should serve as a deterrent to
because we have enough laws to punish.
In fact, it's not the absence of law, it's the lack of political will to always activate those laws wherever necessary effectively. Yes,
the laws,
yes, exactly.
Jide, the EFCC is not home yet, but on the way home, if you ask me.
Yes, on this matter, they've done the right thing. This is usually how they start their work. And for it to be sure that there is substance to the allegation, the EFCC invited Comrade Olaposi Ogene,
okay,
who authored the petition. And they spoke with him for hours, collecting some information like accounts, bank accounts, like the names and phone numbers of individuals,
beneficiaries
that were used, to commit.
Commit, not even beneficiaries, those who are
commit this fraud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the allegation is two-pronged. He was also accused of mismanaging campaign funds, nomination, and expression of interest from the money that the party made from nomination and expression of interest forms. They accused him of turning his house in Maitama to the secretariat of the party, where he simply ran the show, and according to them, he was even collecting money directly from contestants and all that. We are not members of NNPP. It wasn't in my presence that money changed hands. It wasn't in my presence that anybody gave Kwankwaso money. But it is for Kwankwaso to go and defend himself. If the EFCC is reasonably convinced that there is substance to this allegation, they will take him to court. They will charge him with fraud, and he would then have to defend himself. This whole thing would not have happened if not for the quarrel between brothers. Kwankwaso and his Kwankwasia group moved into NNPP. He didn't set up the party. He just hijacked it. He hijacked it. He brought his own Kwankwasia movement into the party that had been formed by Boniface Bonam, the maritime guru.
Yeah.
And then took control of it, and with the good fortune of producing the solitary governor of the party, that gave him sufficient gravitas, to be able to take charge of the affairs of the party, and the other people now feel shortchanged.
Left out.
So they are fighting aggressively to reclaim their party from Kwankwaso. They are saying that there is no provision in the NNPP constitution for the position of a national leader of the party, but there is position for founder, which is Boniface and
politicians.
So Yorubas will say, if I'm not quarreling with you, there are some songs that Sonia Ade and others used to sing. Prepare their enemies.
That's it.
If I sing one of those songs when you and I are not on good terms, you will say I'm referring to you. You will say that I'm looking for your trouble.
Excuse this. If we will have a proverb in this connection, Anam awobore na I come, meaning now how for do make a man go say, hello, how are you to cow? Cow just the and before the cow say that song them, how are you? I say they be
a cow.
So
expect the cow to respond. So if the cow looks back, then assume that the cow realized I was being spoken to.
Essentially, wisdom of the ancient will come into play once in a while.
Yes. I know, you see, the thing is, I won't be surprised if some elements within the APC are behind these things, because they too, NNPP, they've been fueling the desire of some elements within the APC to kick Ganduje out of
that.
The national record.
They've been in fact, they've been at the forefront of it. People won't know, but they're actually the ones, fueling that, putting coal in the fire. So I won't be surprised if some elements in the APC twist like kind of
part of it.
Do me, I do you. Man, no go verse. They could actually
they're not throwing their own stones.
Okay, you are not giving our man peace. You have
yours,
please.
Dirty cupboard.
Because you will have wondered why now? Why didn't they make all these allegations?
I've been out of August 2027 or something.
From 2019.
Oh, 20, okay.
2015.
2015, yeah.
Been out of this in 2015.
2017.
When Ganduje supported him, yes.
But they are.
I know that there is no statute of limitation for
investigation. Yes.
So
that's right.
He has to prove
you can only be in retrospect and then
but we heard the statement, if you want your DNA giving you in raw form, attempt to seek public office.
And they will tell you who.
Those are actually politics.
That's it.
From politics.
Exactly.
If you want to keep your sanity in place,
stay away
from politics. Politics is where the worst form of treachery happens. And there are some people who cannot stand treachery, they can't stand betrayal. So if you know that you can't stand treachery, you can't stand betrayal,
give way.
Stay away from politics. You are not wanted in politics. So we will be on the lookout to see how this whole matter
it plays out.
But I keep wondering what really is wrong with our parties. APC, PDP, Labour Party, and now MPP. They are NNPP. They are quarreling over the use of money made from nomination form. It's one of the reasons they are fighting Abure.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons the leadership of APC had to change. Because they couldn't account for 40 billion.
Yeah.
Out of more than 100 billion. I mean, it's terrible.
All right, gentlemen, I'm told we should make some money, and why not? Okay. So we'll go on a commercial break. Come with us. We should be back very shortly, but please stay. Thank you.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Many thanks. Welcome back. Now to our next story. You know, let's tell you that a local community is a group of interacting people living in a common location. There are also people with historical linkages. Therefore, meeting their needs is of utmost importance. As a father figure, President Bola Tinubu has urged state governors to prioritize the needs of local communities. This they could achieve by ensuring that local governments work efficiently. If the governors are in sync with Mr. President, then we all would be well. Let's hear from Mr. President in this regard.
I'm doing my best to improve the revenue of the country and giving them their due. But they must equally be sympathetic to the populace, and they must consider the need of the local people. People reside in the local government. We have 774 local government. It's just a number. Is it effective? Is it reaching the real people?
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
Charles, that's the way a father would speak to his children, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. Well, of course, it was quite apt, and I think it's something we shouldn't just push away with the wave of the hand, because for so many reasons, some of which is, I say, because when you look at all the countries all over the world, they break down a country into fragments for administrative convenience. Whether you call it counties, as it happened in the US, whether you call it borough, whether you call it prefectures, or you call it local governments. These are units of government that will bring governance to closer to the everyday people. Because the center is usually...
Let me underscore what you just said.
Okay.
San Francisco in America is a county.
Yes, okay. Can you?
There is an airport there. It's the county that
owns it.
That owns.
That's like a county is like a ward or local government.
A local government.
Local government. Yeah. Now, so as I said, is for
in their Britain, it is.
It's share. I think share. You call it borough or something. There's a way they also share some of these things. Yeah. So it's for administrative convenience because the cities, the capitals are usually too far away from so many people that you can't go over there. So what they do is you share these places, you make them into fragments. That, for instance, my home, where I come from, for instance, my town to Afuze, where is the local government headquarters. I mean, we could walk there. It's about 5 kilometers. It doesn't have to be too far away. Sabongida Orada is for Oma West and Homura. They are very, very, very close, you know. So you don't have to go to Benin City, that is our state capital, for you to get things done. But you see, in most cases, our attention is usually focused on the state, on the federal government.
Yeah.
Forgetting that we have a 3-tier arrangement: the federal, the state, and the local government. Nobody talk about the state. That's why in most cases the states, because everybody is looking the other way, nobody is focusing attention on them. They just do whatever they like, and nobody calls them to order. Nobody calls them to account. Anything happening, whatever is happening, you know, is the federal government.
Yeah.
And we're not running a unitary government in a true aspect of it. We're running a federal system where you have units that are supposed to be federated unit. So you have the states also broke into fragments, into local government. But what are these local governments doing? For instance, your local government in Akwa Ibom, what was it doing? If my local government, for instance, is able to do certain things that can support me, I don't have to come to Lagos.
Yeah.
Those who are in Nongwa, for instance, don't have to come to Benin City. That's what it should be. So that's why I said I like what he's doing, that Arewa, whether Hanese or Afenfere or Pandem, they should begin to task. You have that? Okay.
We have it.
Okay. So they should begin to task all these local governments to actually deliver the good for them. Yes.
Jide, you remember in the Muhammadu Buhari years, he issued Executive Order number 10, which was meant to give local governments their pride of places, you know. But the Supreme Court stopped him. But the present government has gone back there.
Okay, by taking it to court.
The governors took him to court. They didn't want him to run the country using executive orders. And the truth is, the issues about which you are issuing executive order, the Constitution already
provision for that?
Made provision.
Yes. Okay.
So it can be argued that, look, the executive order was not necessary. But in this case, the Attorney General of the Federation is already fed up with the antics of governors who are not allowing the third tier of government
to function. Really.
You treat them like you are a school principal and they are teachers, you know, working under you. You don't conduct local government election. Look at Anambra State.
Oh, yeah.
In 16 years, Anambra has not conducted local government election.
Imagine that. Two successive government administrations.
Peter Obi spent 8 years, no local government election. Obiano too came, no local government election.
Yeah.
What were they afraid of? What were they afraid of?
But
we saw an Erufai conducted local government election electronically.
His party lost
electronic. Yes, they lost some local government.
You know?
But they took it on the chin. What is the big deal in organizing? It's just because they believe that they have the local governments in their pockets. Now, back to what the president is saying. Governors, they spend their time campaigning for power. As soon as they take power, the president said they don't stay. Just go to Abuja and stay. I mean, let me see.
Yes, exactly.
He said, when we want the votes, we go to the locals. When we get the votes, we move to and focus on Abuja.
Yeah.
There are some governors who in a month don't spend up to 5 days in their state.
State capitals.
Yes. In their state at all. They stay in Abuja.
States of Abodo.
So it's Abuja.
Is that what Abodo?
They turn Abuja to their home. Some will show up when it's around the time that they share FAC.
Okay.
After 2-3 days, they are gone to Abuja.
Yeah.
Why the obsession with Abuja? Why the obsession with Abuja? Wike, during the last dispensation, said He never slept in Abuja.
What is there going to do there?
If they have a meeting in Abuja, after the meeting, he's gone back to Port Harcourt. And we can all see what Wike has done. You can see his performance. Those bridges, the flyovers and all that in the state. You cannot go to rivers and not see Wike's footprint. If you abuse him because he talks too much and all that, you don't like him, you must admit that he's a performer. And we've seen it even in Abuja.
Yeah.
You can't deny. No matter how you hate an individual, you must admit that he has a redeeming feature. There's no creation of God without a redeeming feature. This is my own position.
Yeah.
And we can see the work that he has done. The bridges in Abuja, the roads. Everyone is saying, at last Abuja has a minister. That before now they didn't have.
So as you just asked, one is wondering what the fear is for a governor who has nothing to lose by allowing federative, local governments, to run their show.
I can tell you, a lot of them is the funds of local governments. That
they need to run the show.
Because they have this joint account, they just take what they like and
give whatever they like to the local government.
Yes. In fact, someone told me of a local government chairman who burst into tears when they gave him his own chair because he was wondering where do I start from? How much
with this? And he couldn't
and
question.
You dare not question the
You were gone.
If you try it, they will deal with you.
Our friend,
they will use your own ward.
Councillors.
Your councillors, they will use them to keep you.
or what chairman? To move.
Or even lock you up.
Hi.
I mean, because where people are thinking that a local government chairman must not abuse a governor.
I can't even talk.
You cannot talk. A governor can abuse you, but you shouldn't talk back.
Yeah.
As it happened in Rivers, the Ikwere man abused the governor.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't he abuse the governor? Does the governor have two heads?
Because they are
Because he's a governor. You are saying that he has no right to abuse a governor. Oh, in a democracy, he can. Of course, he can. If the governor does what he doesn't like, he has the right to say no. Who are you? So this is the thing. They should let the local governments be able to play their role.
Yeah.
Governors should stop behaving like gods. Look at the little god that is in Port Harcourt, telling the treasury officials of local governments that they should bring their payment schedule. That he wants to pay salary directly from government house. That's what Fubara is doing. We can abuse Wike all we like that. Wike, they hear what they talk anyhow. But how do you
reconcile
that a governor will say to local government that they should bring their payment schedule, that he wants to pay salary direct from government house? Oh, that is the same governor who said assembly should come and sit inside government house. As far as they are concerned, other levels of government do not even
exist at all.
Governors in Nigeria see themselves like God with a small letter G.
Lord of the man.
And there is a need, there is a pressing need to roll back some of the powers that governors have that they are even abusing. A lot of them are my friends, but this is the truth. We have to tell ourselves the truth. The president didn't talk much, but what he said has
very weighty,
profound meaning. Stay in your states. Give the people what they want. What do our people want? Just the standards of our people are not high.
Nothing much.
You do a 10-kilometer road, they will roll out the drums. Yeah. They'll be singing your praises.
Nothing much.
Provide potable water.
Give them water.
Let them be
health. There are some communities that the nearest health center to them is kilometers away. Why not build in every ward, every political ward?
Primary health centers. It's not even
take health care delivery as close as possible to them.
I hope this does not.
And there's money to do that, as you always say. It can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done.
Jide, I hope I won't become too old for this setting. If I recall that, as a boy, I remember dispensaries. There were dispensaries.
Yes.
All over the place.
Yes.
Wounds were treated and all that.
And
then before now,
what does it take to establish a dispensary?
And
it doesn't take so much. It doesn't take so much.
They don't.
Even less than what you have in PHCs, primary health centers.
Yeah.
Is any government able to build primary health centers in all the electoral wards in the state have done well?
Oh, yes.
Once you've done that, then begin to equip them sufficiently so that they can deal with some of the major, minor.
But you know, the governor of Borno State did this.
No, Borno is the best in Nigeria in primary health care. They even won a World Bank prize for that.
That's it. So,
and the way Yobe is going, Yobe is moving rapidly towards that. Yobe has the biggest mother and child hospital in Nigeria. You won't know some of these things unless you go to those places. You always think, oh, it's Lagos, it's Port Harcourt. No. Until you go to those places,
far-flung places.
They are doing well. Instead of that, governor will say that he's going to be the one paying salaries.
Just like...
whereas it contravenes Section 162 of the Constitution. You have immunity today, but you should not forget that immunity
expires.
It's transient.
It expires.
Yes,
when you leave office.
When you leave office,
it expires
you can be put on trial for abuse of office.
Anything can happen to you.
But again, how about, there's a section in the Constitution that says quite ambiguous. On one hand, you said local government are supposed to be independent. On the other hand, you said they are under the supervision of the state. So how do you marry the two? One independent, the other one. So the government said they are the ones that are defining supervision.
Don't worry.
So you look at that supervision.
Hold on, the AGF, the Attorney General has gone to the Supreme Court.
So let them look at that.
If the Constitution talks about autonomy, then let the final court define autonomy.
And what supervision means.
No, autonomy is the active word here now, which is the word of interest.
Yeah.
So to achieve autonomy, which is the goal of the people who pen the Constitution, that supervision will have to
we'll have to go ahead. That's exactly so that we can just expunge that and then let it work.
Because the Supreme Court is a court of record.
Yes.
So it can also give its own, a court of record and a court of policy. So it can give a judgment that then becomes...
That's binding.
Yes, that's why it is called the court of policy. So it can make its own pronouncements that would then be...
All right, gentlemen, we're hard-pressed for time. Our last story is this. You know, the orgy of senseless killings provoked by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB-related promptings continue to draw criticisms from all and sundry. Governor Hope Uzodimma of Imo State has condemned the mindless killing of soldiers in Abia State, southeast Nigeria. Masked gunmen reportedly enforcing the sit-at-home order declared by the outlawed IPOB attacked the military men. Governor Uzodimma, the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, condemned the incident and loss of lives of soldiers who were at their duty posts. Of course, one expects the military to go after the perpetrators. But let's hear from the governor himself. This is how he put it.
I want to condemn that, also to urge security agents to go all out and ensure that those behind that are caught and be brought to book. It's unfortunate that this happened without any reason. So innocent people who are doing their lawful duty were gunned down. And the unfortunate thing is that this is going to act as a major setback to the peace process which the governors from Southeast has been pursuing. Been talking to federal government, been talking to security agencies and other critical stakeholders on how best to resolve the problem of insecurity in the Southeast.
All right, quickly, Charles, anything to add?
Yes, exactly. I think, Yes, okay. Go ahead if you will.
Yeah, okay. A story just broke from Enugu. Right. Let's rub it in. Meanwhile, secondary school students in Enugu State, we can tell you, were able to write the paper in the ongoing West African School Certificate Examinations, WASSCE, due to intervention of state government. So let's share this story by TVC News' Bamidele Ajayi. Let's go there.
Members of the indigenous people of Biafra issued a sit-at-home order for May 30th, restraining people from the southeast to observe in remembrance of the fallen heroes. Definitely the order clashed with ongoing WASC examination, which police and Enugu State government condemned. The Executive Secretary, Enugu State Secondary Education Board, conducted news round to monitor the examination. At the Ideal Comprehensive College, the students were seen sitting for the examination unimpeded.
And today we are writing our mathematics exam, and it has been going well so far. There have been no problems, no issues. We have been relaxed writing our exams.
Similar incident was recorded at Trans-Equile Girls Secondary School, as students were seen taking mathematics being the second paper.
We thank the government, the Enugu State government to be precise, for the security that they gave us. They made us write our exam in peace, and we are also about to finish in peace.
In Abapwa, Enugu East Council area, at Divine Technical College, the situation was not different.
There was an announcement flying all around that there will be a sit-at-home, but the governor said no because of this WASI that is going on. And so far, the security is very okay here.
School principals commended the government and provided security to enable them continue with the examination.
We are actually encouraged by government pronouncement that we shouldn't fear anybody. We should just come out boldly, that there will be no problem anywhere. And we also encourage the students on our part to listen to the government's encouragement there. There won't be any problem.
Enugu State government in a statement instructed the resident to disregard the outlawed order in the interest of the state and students writing the WASC examination. Bamidele Ajayi, TVC News Trans-Equile.
That's a good development.
Yes, it is. I was really worried for the kids. That they won't be able to write their mathematics paper.
Yeah.
But you can see that the governor took steps to make sure that the future of those children was not compromised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By making sure that they were able to write their papers. I mean, you cannot say people, it's not a public holiday for God's sake, and then you say people should not go.
And the children have nothing to do with this
thing. Even UNIZIC had to postpone their convocation.
Imagine that.
Just keep intimidating people. I can feel, look at Governor Hope Uzodima's face. You can see the anger,
the
pain, the agony that we've lost people protecting us. You kill people in cold blood, in this manner, soldiers doing their best to protect you and I. I mean, it makes no sense. This senseless killing of people has to stop.
It has to. It has no meaning.
Yeah, it has no meaning. But again, for me, that's a positive development, and I thank the governor of Enugu State Peter Umba for making that bold step. But you see, IPOB. I mean, when you had Masob then by Wazurike, it was a better organized, better thing until this IPOB. But I can assure you, this is my own perspective, that IPOB has become a franchise for dastardly arts. IPOB, people who...
pure criminality.
Yeah, people who ordinarily have nothing to do with the ideas, and then with the promotions of IPOB are the ones who have seemingly... They have hijacked the whole thing and using it to do this thing. Okay, what Nandikana and the rest of them are talking about, what's the relationship between killings and asking for self-determination? There's no nexus between them. So, but again, I think this is a self-destruct move that the Igbo country is on. I think they should borrow a leaf. I don't want to sound, like an ethnic person, but there's something that they did in Southwest. You had the Sunday Igbo and the rest of them when that thing got to the hilt. But the Yoruba leaders and elders, they all came and then joined forces with the Ajashe of the Cotonou and all that. And they came today. I mean, that case was arrested. So I think the Igbo leaders...
When some people declared...
thank you. Oduduwa or whatever. The other
their homes were demolished.
Yes. You understand?
The race showed his anger towards that kind of...
Even I think there was an Abiola wife or something.
Yes, they demolished their...
They didn't look at it in their houses. So the leaders...
Remember what former Governor Wike did in Rivers in his closing years?
Yes.
He said, any house...
So he crushed...
The old Big Bo and the others, exactly.
Any house... flying the
flag, IPOB flag,
will go down.
Yes, exactly.
And overnight, all flags went down.
So that's why they have peace in Rivers.
In Exbar State.
Yes.
Because Rivers is not far from Abia.
It's not. Very close, exactly.
Very close.
Yes.
So, but you can see that there's no presence.
Nothing. Yeah. There was no spillover. No spillover. So the Igbo leaders must come, unless the Igbo led by Owanyan, find a way to look for a home.
As we make to leave the studio, Jide, it's UEFA Champions final tomorrow. Bayern Munich and
Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund.
I give it to Bayern.
No, not Bayern.
Not Bayern. Real Madrid. Sorry.
Real Madrid.
Spain versus Germany.
I give it to Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, they have the team and they have the coach with the experience to win this kind of game. So I expect Real Madrid to win.
Folks think there might be an upset.
Yes, sometimes.
Most likely.
None of us thought that Bayer Leverkusen, after being unbeaten for 51 games,
what's the name of that
will lose a wide margin. So football always finds a way to shock you. And
but I think Dortmund might play for national pride.
Okay.
Or German pride.
Please.
That's
the match is taking place in
It's tomorrow. We're going to
but let's wind the show.
Okay.
Let's close the show.
Thank you.
BK, we can't thank you enough. Thank you for your intervention, as always. Charles Ideho, many thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So that will just about do it for the program today. If you missed any part of this, not to worry. Later tonight at 11, a repeat broadcast will take our airtime. And then, of course, on Sunday, we expand the field for you from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Just to tell you as well, we are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. And so on behalf of the Backroom Boys, I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now. Take care.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of cowbell with Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
Big Joe, una come greet us today. Two of them thought they won't come follow Fatima play.
She dey, sir.
She dey, sir, but she know well. She get tetanus infection.
Sorry,
the one with the pain. Now wetin doctor talk. This thing for no happen. It to say she take vaccine booster quick.
Even you, uncle landlord, vaccines dey for big people them, like COVID, hepatitis, and yellow fever.
Don't do. The thing where these children talk are true. You no need to play with vaccine at all. It's dey risky make you no collect your vaccine or your booster, especially for people wey get sickness for inside their body. Like you now wey get diabetes, and even Fatima wey be small girl. You no go follow no road.
All the vaccine dey safe for pikins plus including big people dem. Waka go any health center to know the vaccine when you need or call 7722 for more information.
The following is a paid presentation by Shopex TV.
Tired of pans that scratch and stick? Or cookware that takes up valuable space in your kitchen and are of little to no use? Cooking used to be fun, but now it just feels like a chore. Introducing ShopX Gotham Hammered Copper Collection, the perfect cookware to upgrade your cooking experience. The Gotham Hammered Copper Collection features a super durable ultra non-stick surface. Eggs stick to other pans, but with the Hammered Copper Collection, they slide right out. Incredible! Plus, the Cool Touch solid cast handle makes it safe and easy to cook even the hottest dishes. It's oven safe up to 500 degrees, so bake this beautiful chicken suey pizza and serve it straight from the pan. Or this tasty delicious cake that will have your whole family asking for more. Any recipe can be made in these pans, and then it wipes clean with ease, so cleanup is a breeze. Plus, use your hammered copper pan to make homemade pancakes that flips and slips right out. Or make mouth-watering jollof rice or even fluffy pounder with ease, because nothing sticks.
I needed a culprit to keep up with me. The Gotham Hammered Collection has been a game changer. No more burnt meals or hours spent scrubbing pots.
Presentation from ShopX TV.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
The military has now confirmed an attack on its troops by the indigenous people of Biafra and its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network, in Abia State on Thursday, killing 5 personnel. Welcome to the program, everyone. We continue to review President Tinubu's first year in office, and our attention on the show today is turned to security. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Let's bring you news just in. Organized labor has declared an indefinite nationwide strike to begin from Monday, 3rd of June, over the failure of the federal government to conclude negotiations on a new national minimum wage and reverse the hike in the electricity tariff. President of the TUC, Festus Osifo, announced the strike at the joint news conference with the leadership of the NLC in Abuja today. According to the labor leaders, the decision follows the expiration of an earlier request of the federal government to conclude all negotiations for a new minimum wage before the end of May. The organized labor had once pulled out of the negotiation, rejecting 2 federal government offers, the latest being 60,000 naira. We're following that story very closely, and we'll bring you some more updates at the top of the hour. Let's return to developments in Abia. According to the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, the attack took place at Obikabia Junction checkpoint in Obingwa local government area, adjoining Aba metropolis, where troops were deployed to enforce peace in the area as well as protect the citizens. They said the terrorists who attacked the troops in the surprise assault came in 3 tinted Toyota